Okay. So what's up, y'all? We're back with another one.
Yes.
Yes, we are. And I am your host, Mel, and I have with me today my co-host.
Some call me Red Cup Reggie, and some call me Reggie Webb, and I'm Miss Melissa's co-host from time to time.
Boom.
Okay, so now, as Deon said, 36 hour. That's a really cool number, I think.
36.
We got a special guest with us tonight, Miss Brittani. I'm going to mispronounce what she does, so y'all got to forgive me. I believe she's a PR sometimes, and other times she may be a publicist, and sometimes she may be a manager. She kind of does like a lot of different things, but the way she's looking at me, I know I said something wrong, so as we get into these questions, she's going to correct me. So, Brittani, how you doing? Introduce yourself. Tell the people what you do.
I'm doing good. How you guys? How everybody? Hi, Miss Mel. Okay, I'm happy to be here on the Vibecast.
Yes.
Although I'm usually the one, doing up some PR, right, and making sure people sit here. I'm usually not in this seat in this capacity, but I'm happy to be here.
Okay.
So yes, in short, or we can talk. I don't know, but I'll say I'm a communication professional, right? So communication relations, talent relations, anything in that field. I've been in it since 2010. So
Okay.
I've been able to do quite a few things in that, but of course, fine-tuning along the way. Broadcasting is my first and foremost thing that I do. So I've done everywhere from news to talk radio, reporting
Okay.
for some major stations. And then, yes, at the same time, I have been in music management for, I don't even know now, 5-6 years, full time. It's something that has always kind of been a part of my world.
Yeah.
But I kind of took it full time because people won't let me not take it full time.
Okay. All right.
So, yeah, I do. I'm a communication professional. So I deal with, in public relations, when you think about it, it's dealing with the public. So in that aspect, you're going to have different type of relations, whether it's corporate relations, talent relations, business, right? It's all encompassed. So it can be a crazy world, but I have found my lane.
Okay.
It works for me. Of course, I'm growing. So, yeah. I don't know what else.
Okay,
It's
so
nice.
so
Okay.
weird.
so basically, I didn't say anything wrong.
No, you didn't say anything wrong.
See?
I was just, it was she sometimes this and she sometimes,
Hey.
because, I know, hey, this in today's economy, in today's world, you have to have multiple streams.
Multiple.
Right?
Yes.
But also, I never wanted to be like I'm all over the place. Right? So,
Like they're
That's
saying,
all.
the jack of all trades and the master of none.
yes, exactly. But the quote is actually longer.
What is it?
Don't quote me.
Well, she said, "Don't quote
But
me."
it is
Okay.
another, because I'm smoking weed.
It's about that time.
So, but if anybody's interested that's listening, or you should probably look at the whole quote, because it actually is like, oh, okay, that's a cool little twist.
All right.
It kind of makes those who are jacks of all trades feel a little better.
Okay.
Right? Because
we're
it's
gonna
okay.
have to read into that.
I think you should. Little
I
mystery.
know what it is. I'm just not going to say it.
Oh.
They don't like
Okay.
I know what it is.
I do as
Y'all
I do
hosts
as
ain't
well.
gonna listen
All
to
right.
I do as well, but I don't know it
Right,
word for
Deon,
word,
I
so
figured
don't
you knew
wanna
what
be
it
wrong.
was too. Like, hey.
But
Okay.
Okay, so I like to ask origin story questions. So I'm pretty sure you wasn't always a communication specialist.
no,
So
don't become a specialist.
did you start out? Did you start out making music or doing something creative before you went into that, or how did it start? What made you decide you wanted to help creatives get themselves in front of the camera and other things you do?
All right, that's a good question. What made me decide to want to? I think, well, to answer your first question, because you asked me like 3 questions. To answer the first one, the origin of just where the love for it comes from is from my childhood. So I've always written poetry, love music, love it. I can
did do
hear
something
sounds.
creative.
I can hear sounds in
Okay.
my head. I can hear the strings. I can hear the drums, or I can hear when I'm listening to a song. I'm not a singer. I'm not like a vocalist or anything like that. Of course, we all sing in the shower.
Yeah, we do. We sound good too.
And I
in the
think I'm
shower.
Beyonce when I'm in the shower. And then I love dance. So I'm artsy anyway.
Okay.
And it's funny you say that, because and I say this humbly, but also a little clock it.
Right.
As an intellectual, sometimes, it can be like the business world and all those things can take over, you know, especially when I've been to college. So I have a bachelor's in public relations and communications. I have a master's in entertainment business. Shout out to Full Sail University.
Okay.
And shout out to Cal State LA. Okay, that's where I got my bachelor's. And then I have a certification from Specs Howard in radio and television broadcasting. Okay, so I am certified, educated, and experienced.
Right.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
That being said, though, the creative part of just that lane, because there's so many lanes you could take this, like I could have did, it's just from, my creative spark. I love working with people because initially I wanted to like go into law and say I want to work with creatives, just in general, you know, things like that. So I had my journey of figuring out where I wanted to be. If I wanted to be a communication major, right? It kind of starts, that part sort of starts once you get into college. Like, okay, let me see where I'm going to take all this energy, you know. But initially I was like, I'm going to go to law school or med school. I'm going to figure that part out. But I just knew I was going to be doing something to that nature. But I'm not going to lie, once I started taking psychology classes and it was just like a bore. I got bored. Yeah. You know, you kind of like, God, do I want to spend the rest 3 years doing this? And then as I grew, I found the arts and letters department. And I felt like I found my people. Okay. So I was like, I'm staying here. Yeah. I'm transferring. I'm switching my major from psychology to communication. So I do have an AA in psychology. Okay. I don't talk about that at all, but that's there.
All that makes sense, though.
You know, well, and then the love for that. So the love for communication comes from my upbringing. So, you know, probably like most urban Black people can relate, Indigenous people can relate, maybe. Some people don't. I had a 2-parent home, but then it was a broken home at the same time. So through that, you watch things growing up as a kid. And I always felt like if we could communicate better, if we could talk, then maybe some of the other things wouldn't have to happen that happen in some households, right? Without saying too much. So I just felt like I would always be like trying to save it, like, let's just talk about it. And so my curiosity for the law, for fixing like medicine was kind of driven through just upbringing, circumstances.
That's why a lot of times when we do these interviews, I always ask what gave you that inspiration, you know, to do what you do, the way you do it. Yeah. And normally it's from childhood. You know.
That's real.
Yep, that's where it comes from. So did you ever do like were you a like journalism? Like,
so currently, yes. So in broadcasting, when you're a reporter or you're an anchor, it's absolutely an aspect of journalism. Okay. Now there are your written communications. So people who write the articles. And I did that as a creative producer at a station that I worked with in Detroit. I did do some of that, like I wrote the articles and things. But journalism is one of those things where, yes, I'm intuitive, or not intuitive, I'm inquisitive. Okay. Right? And then, yes, when you're working in news, you have to write a specific type of way. It does have to be traditional journalism. But would I say I'm a journalist? I don't claim that because it doesn't carry on in my outside world. Once I leave there, I'm still curious, but these type of things is where my journalism comes in, like this. Like, technically, you know, you're not a journalist, but you are a journalist. Yeah. Right? Because you have to write things. You have to, it's you know, but there's nuances and caveats, and you can get all specific. But.
Okay. So you think you found this is your happy place? Oh. Or are you going to take up another class to kind of master
I'm always... I feel like if we don't update our knowledge, we're going to be left behind. So I'm always going to stay. But what's for you can't pass you. Correct. So this is for me because it continues to, like music, for instance, was not something I wanted to do. I'll be 100% honest. Okay. Having lived in L.A., partied in L.A., hung out in L.A., in Hollywood and all those other places in California, I just was like, don't know about the music business. Love the events, love being a part, doing the outside, the PR. Yeah. So I've done theater, I've worked film, I've worked television on the back end. Just production management, things like that. So always on the management business side. Okay. Right? Okay. For the most part. Production, the management. Right.
So that's the perfect segue into my next series of questions. Because I ain't just asking one, because I know you. So I got like a 2-part and a half questions. So
Red Cup, Reggie, where is the Red Cup?
So you went in, so you didn't see yourself going into music, but you went there. Okay, so one, you've worked with artists from LA, Detroit, Atlanta, other places. What's the most challenging thing that you find working with artists? First question. Second question, what's the most easiest thing about working with artists?
Two good questions. Two
Of
fully
course.
loaded questions.
Yeah.
How much time we got?
Deon gonna tell us when to stop, right? Like he gonna tell us when to stop.
Okay, so let's get right into it. The meat and potatoes. The most challenging thing, I would say, working with an artist. First of all, every artist is different. So I don't want to sit here and say there's a cookie cutter way to manage somebody. Yeah. I think that you have to be a good manager. For one, I feel like, and this is tips for anyone who may want to go into management, just since I'm here. I feel like you have to first analyze, do it like what we used to call in sales a needs analysis on them. Basically come into their world and see what they need, right? And every artist is different. So segueing back to the question, the challenge is separating trying to understand their personal world and how they plan to incorporate the music and the business into, and it's almost like a perfect fit, like a puzzle, because everyone's personal world is not going to accommodate the music business, because the music business is 24/7. It does not sleep. It does not care what you have to do. It moves on. The show must go on every day, every minute of the day. So, and that's okay, because being who I am, I can work with that. Yeah. But it's allowing the trust, trusting someone. And just like anybody, when you have an artist, they realize, as much as we've seen artists get messed over or whatnot, they realize that this is my business. I'm an artist. This is my business. This is my creativity. I wrote this song. I produced this track. So they have the basic understanding that this is my business. That being said, when they start looking for management, the challenge becomes they're assuming that they're looking for management to do something for them, right? But a lot of them don't need management yet. They may need consulting or coaching, kind of grooming to kind of get their business in order, because a lot of times they haven't been running it like a business. Yeah. But once we sit down, then it's more, they don't want me to take control of the business. Like I can't. A lot of people, they have a hard time letting go of some of those contacts, letting go of whatever they've built, right? Yeah. And a lot of times it depends on who you are. So me as a manager, I have a network. So whatever they've built is good, because I've benefited from my artists as well. So they've been amazing to me in my network, and I've gained more from them because I'm picky too. I'm very particular. But that challenge is just onboarding in the beginning, kind of like getting a hang of their work schedule or their personal life, what they're used to.
So let me ask you a question, not to cut you off. No, so when you say that you're picky, what in
particular, yeah.
Clarify that.
She don't like trash. No, go ahead.
For one, I have to love your music. If I can't believe in your music or believe in something that you bring to your music, then it's a no for me. Okay. And then two, you have to want it. You have to want it more than I want it for you. You have to want it. And you have to be willing to do whatever it takes.
And so this is for you to manage them, correct? Okay, so basically you kind of go off of if they have that drive, that passion, and you can see it in their eyes, and you're like, okay, I want you because you're going to work hard.
Yeah, this is true.
Got it.
And the important one, which is the most important, where I was about to go, so I'm glad we're back here, is that they assume that management is supposed to bring them the bag or like bring a bag to them and then put them on. That is a record label. That is a company that is going to do that, right?
So right now.
A manager does not take $10,000, $50,000, $100,000 and say, hey, I'm going to do this. Now, there have been managers known to do that, which is why you kind of sometimes feel like we start hearing about the politics of that. Yeah. Right? But you do have to have money to work with me, because my thing is, how are you going to invest in your business? So no, you don't have to give. I'm not here to give you money, for one, because that's just not how management works. If you look it up, the definition is just not. That's not the contract. That's not how it works.
So you would be
they have to pay me, technically.
And you go get the deals? or kind of get shows or kind of make the calls?
I work the room and I work the team. I put things in place to make sure all these things are running. But you can, depending on the artist, you may have a booking agent, you may have a promoter, there's different people on the team. There's a business manager, there can be a music manager, there can be a road manager, a tour manager. There's so many things. So it depends on what level that artist is on.
Okay.
Now, as I've grown, I have to be particular because my artists have motion, as they say.
Okay.
Right. So, and have a short. I used to run a whole company, but it wasn't full on management. It was just consulting because, again, they mostly need consulting.
Okay. So we don't pass that up. Can you tell our viewers like where they can kind of, if they need a manager, like what's your site, like your social site?
My social site. Oh. Okay. Well, I would say if you are looking to learn more about the entertainment business and you are looking for direction with the entertainment business, you want some consulting or some coaching, definitely reach out on my Instagram, ITS Brittani Darcelle. So BRITTANI DARCELLE. That is where you can reach out to me. I do offer consultations and things like that.
Okay.
DMs get ready to be jumping.
Well, but as far as management, I would say if you want management, you will have to email me at brittanydarcelle@gmail.com. Okay. But email me your EPK and your socials, a link to your music, and maybe we can talk about something.
Hey, like it.
Hold on.
Time out. Oh.
No, just in case. She says something that some people might not know.
What's that?
Give them some free game, Brittany. What is an EPK?
Oh, an electronic press kit.
Okay.
So, I guess you could say it's your portfolio. It's your resume for music.
There you go. Okay.
So and on those, the elements of an EPK is some photos, some nice, clean photos that, are professional and, whatever your art is, it showcases who you are. Then it should have some of your accolades, whatever it is, whether you performed in the backyard at your cousin's graduation party or you performed at a club or an arena, anywhere. But I will credit your accolades. Like some people think, I just, I ain't do nothing. But you did. But you did perform on that stage or you did get up there. So don't be afraid you have something to work with. If you're an artist, you have something to work with. Put it on there.
Yeah,
if you're not, if you don't have anything, go get something.
Okay.
Now, you see how beautiful that was. See, now this is where the psychology degree comes in. Because she sounded real nurturing, but that was kind of like wait, can we cuss? I don't want to. If I.
Okay.
I've been holding back myself.
That was what she just did was like a mind fuck. She was like, look, think about it. If you performed in the backyard, that's still a performance, even though it's true.
Yeah.
That's gonna make somebody be like, damn, I want to work with her now. Because look, niggas used to laugh at you performing in the backyard, but look at what LaRussell done he done turned this whole backyard into a residency. So when she just said that was, slick. Yeah. Nurturing, but a mind fuck.
It's me. It's me all day. One thing about me too, that's why I said earlier, I'm genuine. I have to believe in it. I have to feel your vibe because what I'm gonna give you is all of me. But you have to be willing to work with me and pay me too, because I'm not gonna sit here and say it's not about the money.
All right, so now I'm on stage. Hey, Deon, we good? You gotta go to the promoter like, yo, how much more time I got on stage?
I know we good or not. Hold on now. You're promoting too much. Now you good. I'm just kidding.
All right,
we look good up there.
I know, right? Look at the
That's
fish.
what it's all about. That's what I'm doing this for.
I didn't even notice that.
You got the shark.
I ain't noticed
and
that.
it's so funny you got the shark because the
Jaws
entertainment
and
industry
shit, you
is.
feel me? All right, so now can we let's switch it real quick.
All right.
So now we about to grill you.
Ooh.
Yes, it's not on me no more.
Grill you
y'all
real
know how
quick.
hard that was.
About to grill you real quick, Mel.
Yes,
I
Mel.
mean, like Deon said, Mel's View.
What if I got some
Podcast is something new. We the OG name is Mel's View. You feel me?
Point of view. That's
All right, so look, just like I asked Miss Brittany over here. I used to judge podcasters because I figured either y'all were the most talkative people in class when y'all was in school, or maybe y'all was the ones who started a lot of the rumors. But maybe that's not true for you. So what is it that made you want to start podcasting and asking people's questions? Are you just naturally nosy or inquisitive?
All of that.
period.
Very.
Okay.
But I think what made me start is because as a kid, I was quieted. We couldn't speak much.
Oh yeah, because you're from Houston.
Yeah.
Okay.
A little different upbringing.
Yeah, that Louisiana people, they, stay in a child's place. Like, don't be talking you disrespectful, so you just be like, I ain't gonna even say nothing. So you just don't say nothing. So basically as time goes on, when I get a chance to talk, I don't shut up. I do. And then with the questions, I am Libra/Scorpio, so we like to dig deep. So basically when you tell me something, I'm analytical. So you can't just tell me something red without explaining and breaking it down. So that's where getting into details comes in at.
Okay. So look, another question. So can you remember, so clearly you didn't start out as a podcaster. Were you like interviewing artists or just people in general before you got to that point?
Good question. Yeah, people in general. So my profession for 12 years is property management. So I see people all the time, talk to them. They tell me about how they got divorced. Oh, we're having a baby. We're doing this. We're doing that. I know everything about both of them, like the couple, And so, I don't know. I felt like I was asking questions in order to qualify them for an apartment at that time. And I don't know, it just kind of turned into almost a podcast sitting at my desk.
That makes sense. Though.
Just natural, to be honest with you.
No, that makes sense having a similar background because I briefly mentioned sales in there, right?
Yeah, you did.
I did my sales career. And sales does require you communicating with people and asking them the right questions to get what you need. So
right.
It doesn't surprise me that you're in this capacity now. Mm-hmm. But just selling conversation or stories or pulling out people's stories.
Right. And it just comes natural.
Okay, well, shit, it's late, so I can ask some different type of questions now.
All
right. So, and Deon said I can cuss too, so I don't have to be all inhibited now. So let's. Okay, so have you ever interviewed somebody that was like highly inappropriate and just couldn't stop staring at your breast other than your face?
I didn't know we was about to go this deep.
No, because I don't normally wear, like at work. If I'm, in the office.
No, not at work. We talking about the
interview?
Vibecast. Forget.
They glance.
Did it ever make you uncomfortable?
No, it don't.
What about a topic? Has a topic ever made you want to cut the camera off and say cut?
Yeah.
She just scratched her head.
You feel me? It been some flashback. You feel me? It been some topics. Actually, the conversation that we did back last year when it was called Male's View.
What conversation was that?
With you and Tiff. Yeah, we got on.
What did I say?
Look, she got lied.
What conversation was that?
That conversation that was finna get heated. So I asked the question. So we're gonna get on this too. He has a video out, okay, and it's called Lovers and Friends, and it's with Tiffany. Is it Holloway?
Yeah, Tiffany Holloway.
Holloway, she's played in like White Man Can't Jump movies, videos, all, everything.
Okay.
And so they vibe, their chemistry is spicy. So a lot of people think they've dated or,
I got you.
Yeah, sneaky link, maybe something like that. Mm-hmm. So we were talking about it, right? And then we merged over, and I said, so what's the definition of the song? And he was like, because when us as guys, when basically, you know how it is like the cat and mouse game?
Oh,
yes.
That one. I remember now. Okay,
that one. So it was like, so he made the song, Friends or Lovers or whatever, because it's basically the guy is interested in the girl, right? And then the girl's playing hard. You know how it is. We don't even half the time like you guys, not saying you specifically, but I'm just saying. So because I am. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, when you kind of keep chasing everybody like a good chase, then we give them a little play, which is true. And this is what we got. It got deep. Yeah. Then he's like, okay, so now that we got y'all attention, maybe whatever happened, now y'all all in love or whatever. Now we start to show them attention. You know how it flips, right? Yeah. Then they act nonchalant.
Right.
Now, when they act nonchalant because they think that you know what I'm saying? Then it's kind of like we fall back too.
Right.
So he's like, so how come when we show y'all interest, y'all push back? And it's like a push and pull.
Right.
Right? So as we got to talking, Reggie Redcup said women nowadays are more masculine than feminine nowadays.
Yeah.
So we was quiet because, It was a comedy show we went to, and he was making a statement. He said, all the women that are pretty much masculine, every time the comedian had something to say about relationships, they were defensive, standing up and bashing up men. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And so that's where it was about. We gotta play that one back. And I was like, well, hold on, because I had something to say, but I think it was gonna take too much time up. So yeah.
Okay. Okay, that's interesting.
It was a good topic though. Yeah, Reggie's finna give us all the
topics.
So let me ask you. Hold on, let me flip it on you right quick. Do you still feel that way? That is more masculine women than feminine?
Even more so. Even more so than when I made that statement. Even especially now that I'm kind of into the comedy game, and I'm really. When I said that was based off of me going to maybe like 4 shows or 5 shows in a year.
Okay.
Now it's way more than that. So when I see the reactions, I'm just saying, like, them chicks that act like dudes, they be ready to fight the comedians. The ones who got a man, they don't act like that.
Yeah.
They don't act like that. The ones that act feminine, and even if the comedian says something that's uncomfortable for them as a couple, I pay attention to little shit. You may see her, like, rip her dude's wrist.
Uh-huh.
But the chicks that act like dudes, say something that's uncomfortable and the guy laugh, I done seen dudes get mushed. I done seen the chicks, like, push the drink. All types of little weird shit. Like,
you think because it hit home, they felt away.
Listen, if you ever go to a Corey Holcomb comedy show, it's one of the most funniest things ever because he's so obnoxious, but it's real. That it gets under people's skin in a way to where I've seen couples fight in the front row and then get up and he loves that shit. He
like a drama.
He start yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that masculine thing is real, man. And then I be hearing women say, well, I'm only acting masculine because I'm not in the presence of a masculine man. The fuck are you talking about?
Okay. I got something to say because I feel like I'm balanced. I feel like I got a little masculine too. But let me explain.
You're supposed to have a little bit.
It's a healthy balance. You want me to tell you why? Because I feel like women that are single mothers, we got to put on that game face for school. When it's time to defend and be mama bear for the kids, or if you raising boys, you can't show weakness, boo, because they'll walk right all over you. Okay.
Can I say something?
Yes.
You gotta ask. Your interview is over. Now we just talking. Just talk. Your interview is over. Just talk.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm first of all, I'm all day for my sisters, my single mothers, and I know the plight, how hard we have to work. But being raised by, and I don't like the single mother because my father is very involved. But I do get it because when you're there every single day, they're not handling it every single day.
Right.
But after seeing it and then being raised, because I don't have any children, so I would never step onto that. You know, you can't tell a mother how to mother, right? But what I will say to women, because I've seen the differences. Like I had a grandmother, I've seen things. I do now. Again, we can go back and forth because I see you. You're like, okay,
yeah.
I do believe that we underestimate the power of the strength of our femininity. I don't think that we have to be in the masculine to get someone to respect us, be firm with us. But I do know that the world is hard as hell when it comes to us as black people, period. And so we try to fight as hard as a man because we know, well, if I was a man, you would respect me. But the truth is they don't respect a man either. So it's best that we not try to step on his toes and we stay on our toes because then the power of and I'm going to just say this because I just handled the situation outside, right? I'm going to just use my own personal experience.
Oh, perfect. Yeah.
Okay?
Let's
and
go.
Before we got on this show, I handled the situation. Okay? And this person and I, we did have a relationship together. I'm going to say that he and I were together, then we weren't. Okay? And he too is from
H-Town, as y'all say.
From Texas. So he's got that, that demeanor, which is cool. I actually like that. So to go circle around, I do think a woman feels more feminine in a masculine's presence. We feel.
Correct.
So when we say we can be more masculine, no, I mean, we can be more feminine. No, we can be feminine 24/7. I do believe that there's a way to do that. But in a male's presence, we do feel much more feminine. So, yes, so that's why we say that to men.
Unless they're trying to compete with their man, and it's a lot of that.
Well, it's a whole lot of that. But also to the right man. So it's men, y'all, but that's y'all conversation. You know what I'm saying? I ain't going to break y'all down like that right now. But I'm going to use my personal experience. So he asked me a question. He thought I had did something right in the relationship. He thought I made a phone call to somebody, whatever. I didn't do it. I ain't had time to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, you know, when you're telling the truth, you really kind of, well, for me, I know when I try not to lie, but when I'm telling the truth.
Did you say you should try not to
Well,
lie?
I mean, I don't have to try that hard. I'm just saying I don't put myself in situations where lying has to be a thing.
Got it.
I'm
Okay.
wrong as hell. I don't.
Right.
I'm a lie for it. You know what I'm saying? And if I did it, I did it. I don't have no problem standing on my business. Mm-hmm. So, and with the consequences are already understood.
Like that to you.
Okay.
Try not to lie.
Okay, what I'm saying? I'm just saying.
Sometimes the truth just gets away from you.
Yeah, it might. But when it
not
come
to
back,
lie.
but when it double back around, you just be ready to stand on your business, right?
Period.
That's me. I'm telling them, no, I didn't do it. Calm, collected, cool, feminine. Didn't do it, didn't do it.
Here we go. I know where you're going with this.
I don't know what's going on, but he like, okay, all right. First he accepted it because he was trying to. I'm gonna just ask you this one more time. I'm gonna ask you this, and don't lie to me like I'm his daughter or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm like, so I could have been. You know, some women don't respond well when a man be like, checking them because they're like,
right,
because
it's gonna make me get hot now.
Okay,
right, I get it.
Respond like that because I'm like, no, he don't even deserve that energy. Because what are you talking about? We're not together.
I call that the soft girl era. Keep me in that soft girl era.
So for me, it's never been an era. Can I just say this for go ahead. Because I don't put my shit on the internet that much. You know what I'm saying? I just be chilling and doing my thing as far as vocally. You know, but what I'll say is a soft girl is not an era for me. It has been a lifestyle since. I don't. When they start making it an era, I was clapping. Yes, please come enjoy this. You know, now don't get me wrong. I was young. We all done been there. Like I was a young teenager going rah rah rah, cussing out my man. But when it became era as a woman, because soft girl era, I think it's only for grown women. These little girls need to go to work and do what they do and get through life. Try to be soft and have all the stuff. You know, I'm just saying the internet, they make that. You know. Anyways, back to the story. So I handled that. I'm like, okay, no. He was like, all right, cool. Don't worry about it. I mean, you know, okay. And he answered, he accepted it. Then he called me back. I don't know what happened on the back end, but he called me back and just was like, you lying to me.
He made a phone call.
You lying to me.
That's what happened.
Yeah.
He made a phone
he
call.
Got some stuff going on.
Yeah, like,
right?
He had to check on what you said.
He's showing me his cards. That means you out there doing something. Because again, I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't do it. So I'm telling him again, Derek, I didn't do it. There's a whole lot of them out there. Who cares? So I'm like, I didn't do it. Yeah. So to speed it up, he kept blowing my phone up, blowing it up to the point where even when I was sitting here right now, he was blowing up my
he ain't
phone.
playing. He not playing.
Right? And my thing is, that's fine. I want you to figure out what happened, but what I had to in regards to how a man, because he was trying to handle me. He was like, I'm going to tell you right now, I ain't coming, because I have to go get my stuff from down there. I'm still relocating, so I'm trying to be on a good foot. He like, I ain't coming, I ain't doing that.
See, okay.
Trying to pipe up on us.
I see, that's why some women check
do what they do.
Because you come out, we already tried to.
Did you say it's why some women cheat? Is that what you said?
No, check it. Like, just check
the situation.
You know. Yeah, see, with that,
aggressively.
Right, because they feel like I tried to explain to you like I had good sense, but now you didn't took me there, so now we're there. But how I would like to handle is, I would get firm with you. You know what I'm saying? First of all, if I'm getting ready to do a podcast like I am now, we're going to talk about this later. You know what I'm saying? Well, hold that thought, cool down, take a moment, go chill out. You know what I'm saying? When I'm done, we'll talk about it. I talk about my stuff now more like business. I run my relationship like a whole business. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, I get that.
Yeah, I ain't got time for the hooping and high because it gets my blood pressure high and anxiety.
And that's the thing. It's too easy for me to, but with men in general, and that's why, that is just too easy for me. Right. It's too easy for me to just be like, okay. And I walked him through it like a psychologist.
You say it's too easy to say just
and
okay.
That's true. When you said that earlier, I was like, dang, that's crazy. Because I did. I realized he's the one that he has emotions. His emotions are well-deserved, I guess, whatever he got. I didn't got nothing to do with it. So, but he was trying to put it on me. But I put it back in a very a soft way. So where when I sat down and handled it, sort of what you just said, so I ain't got to say that again. Right. But by the time I said, he stopped calling my phone because I said, listen, we will do this, we will do that, we will handle this. Calm, not transferring emotions back and forth. And I think that's how we can get further. But it's a work in progress. And I think you are right. A lot of women have become masculine, in that more masculine. Because first of all, we all got masculine, we all got feminine.
Right.
I suppose. Okay, so. But that's
see,
why.
What did you say?
But you see, she said something earlier, made me think about something that my grandparents used to always say. And I know I'm gonna get this quote wrong. One of y'all can correct me. What is that saying that they say you can attract more bees with honey than you can with shit. It's something like that.
Okay.
How when she said women underestimate the power in being feminine. You can get a dude to do almost anything if you talk to him right.
I agree. Oh yeah.
All that motherfucking yelling and barking and jumping, that's gonna get you smacked or cussed out. Yeah. And I'm not advocating hitting women because I don't believe in that, but I'm saying some dudes are emotionally and they trip and something trigger them and they snap. Right. But all that yelling and screaming, don't nobody want to hear that.
That's true.
Don't nobody want to hear that, especially a man that really got something going on.
Well, can I ask you this? When men have things going, I agree with you, right? But also, when men have something going on, do they ever consider the woman when they're in their tone? And I've heard, I got a father, a grandfather, and they all speak hard. That's just how I talk. Well, there's a difference when you, hey, baby, you know what I'm saying? You trying to get it in, you show them how to talk to me. You're like, hey, girl, give me some of that. Yeah. You ain't doing all that then. Right. So don't try to be like, oh, that's just how I am.
Yeah.
Now.
That's true.
So at what point do we find the middle ground if you all want more women to be more of their feminine? Yeah, we can work on it, but what are men doing to bring down their aggression from the outside when somebody going on whatever they got going on? Because sometimes y'all bring that in our house, y'all bring that to our world, and a lot of women, best believe, a woman with you, she want to help you, she want to love you, she want to be there for you. So if she
got the perfect answer for you.
Check yourself in the mirror.
So you said what can men do to not come at women like that?
What can men do to to be self-aware?
It never really starts like that. In most cases, if he actually cares about you, what happens is when he goes through things, as men, we're told, oh, that happened, get over it.
Yeah.
Oh, that happened to you, oh, get over it. You a man.
Now,
but we're supposed to be a psychologist, a therapist, a mediator, and everything for women. But then a lot of women, follow me, a lot of women don't offer their ear and their shoulders to their man. They say, get over it. That's where side chicks come in. I'm just being real. That's where the side chick coming up, because if you're not going to listen to me, because they say you're not supposed to be vulnerable in front of your woman, and I know some people that's probably on Deon's podcast. A lot of people say that. Listen, a lot of people that's watching going to disagree with me. Fuck all that. I don't believe in that because if I'm with you, if I can't be vulnerable in front of nobody else, I should be able to do it in front of the woman that I'm with. And if you hold that against me or weaponize that, then I'm not going to trust you fully.
Exactly. And you know what's crazy about that? The fact that you can't be vulnerable with your woman or whoever you sleep with and share your body with is insane.
Because when you sleep, you're your most vulnerable because somebody can kill you in your sleep.
Yeah.
So if you're going to let me enter inside of you and do all that other stuff, I should be able to confide certain things in you.
I agree. And the thing is, I think it probably happens, but I feel like also the conversation has to also include the fact that don't throw it in my face, because that's where it feels uncomfortable. It's not that I can't share with you, because I absolutely can share with you, but the difference is, are you going to bring it up when it comes an opportunity for you to bring it up? And that's on both sides.
I've been guilty of that.
That's on both sides.
I've had to work on that because it's hard to beat a woman in an argument. So you got to store shit like a battle rap.
Did you say it's hard? Well, you're not supposed to be arguing with women anyway.
That's not true.
I think it's true.
It's not true, Melissa.
You don't. So you think that a man should be arguing with a woman?
It's almost healthy.
I was about to say,
if both of y'all are intellectuals, it's gonna happen. But
okay,
so wait. So do you know who James Carville is? I'm about to get political for a minute.
Okay, go ahead.
James Carville is like a Democratic specialist. His wife is a Republican. You have to imagine they had to argue like hell constantly.
But you think that's
on
healthy?
Personal view.
That's not healthy.
Here's the thing.
As long as it's not toxic. If it's a healthy debate.
Here's the thing. I feel like debate is one thing. It's almost like handling like a business. So I was like, I don't really handle like a relationship like a business. And I don't think I would. I think what we're trying to say, I know what I'm saying, is that you have to have some emotion. Emotion gonna come out, right?
Yeah.
But the healthy part becomes, like, for instance, I was married before. My ex-husband, I was married almost 10 years, and I still love him to this day. You know, because we had healthy communication in our arguments. And one thing we did to set the boundary, instead of me calling him out of his name, an asshole, a nigga, what you want to call it, a motherfucker. I never use the word bitch for a man. I think that's absolutely a dangerous word. Anybody should never do that. But regardless, what I said was, I still got to call him something. Because if you're being an asshole, you're being an asshole. But I called him a beef jerky. Now, to some people that might be like childish or whatever, how you gonna look at it. But in the heat of my love for you, you acting like a beef jerky right now. It's still very
probably made him laugh, huh?
Well, sometimes it was like, You right. And he was to never call me out of my name, not a bitch, not any. So he found his word, to say, pipe down. And he really wasn't that expressive and talkative. So I'm more of the talkative one. If any spice in the house was gonna happen, it was gonna happen for me anyway. That's my situation. But I would say that's how, to me, you set the tone for an argument. Like, you just make it to where, even if we do, because that's not, I feel like it's healthy, it's natural. We're going to argue. But you're right, should we be cussing each other out and putting each other out? That's where the respect, because if you have respect and honor for yourself and respect and honor for that person, if you get to that point, then you step away for a minute.
Well, that's why, for me, before you even get heated, I already know where it's going. Been there, did that. So that when you bring that energy, I'm going to feel it.
But what if they not getting ready to go there? Because sometimes people mistake me for that. Sometimes I could it seem like I might, because I'm making a point, and some people have been like, well, I don't even want to argue. Now you creating something that's not even there. I'm not here to argue with you.
True. But even the person saying that,
don't push
even
me
the
back.
person saying that, they still bringing that energy.
That's okay. We're adults. We should be able to handle difficult energy.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? Even customer service, we can just keep it like they working behind you, signed up for the job, but I'm coming in heated. Yeah, it's not your fault, but I'm coming in heated. But your job should be to be able to receive some of that energy and not take it personal. That's the difference. Yeah. Now, if I'm making it personal, saying you ain't shit and you did, then hey, pipe back, step back, do what you got to do, because you should protect your peace, your space at all times. But if I am not doing those things, then as an adult, because relationships are for adults, I do believe that too, that you have to be able to take some of that heat. Like, I can't run away from my man when he, I don't want to talk. No, I'm okay. All right, you done. Or, let him get it off him, because it's emotion. It's natural.
It's first of all, half people, everybody needs to have some kind of emotional intelligence anyway to even be able to talk grown people shit.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
everybody don't have that. A lot of men don't, and a lot of women don't. I talk to women at work, and they talk, and I'm like, that's probably why you single, because your emotional intelligence, we can't even have a decent conversation. Exactly. You feel me? So I think it's, yeah. Y'all, we're going to take a break, and we'll be right back.
2 minutes.
2 minutes. Oh, I couldn't.
Oh.
Because I seen one, and then I seen the other one.
Fucking up the church's money.
Okay, we got 2 more minutes here. Go ahead.
That's funny.
All right. I don't even know how that popped up. the whole soft girl era. Then it went to what we was talking about. So we're going to take a 2-minute break, and then we're going to come back to some other stuff.
Right.
But, I think that was very... enlightening on both of y'all parts. You know what I'm saying?
It's so cool to see everybody's opinion on it, though, because that's the gumbo that makes the craziness in the relationship. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's
When's your birthday?
August 22nd.
Wait.
Oh shit, that makes sense. No, fuck no.
Yeah,
she missed
sometimes.
it. She missed it by one.
No,
she like a
depends
Virgo
on
/ Leo.
Got it.
Okay, my
right there.
You
the last day of Leo.
Yeah.
You're the last day.
I'm the
You a cusp?
I'm a cusp.
So, me too. I'm a cusp. Scorpio, Libra. 21st. So
21st.
No,
okay.
20th of October.
Okay.
So 21st is Scorpio.
Oh, okay. Yes. So,
Look at Reggie.
And so it depends on the calendar, Reggie, because some charts do, and then I know my moon sign. All
Me
those
too.
Things too.
Me too.
So those matter. Your sun sign is one thing. That's how you kind of show up in the world, but how you communicate is your other, your Mars and your moon is how you,
your
whatever.
moon is how your emotions.
Emotions, exactly.
Your rising is what people see you as.
Exactly.
I got a lot of Scorpio.
And so my rising is Leo.
Okay.
But that Virgo is the perfect balance
for
the fire and the grind.
That's all
and
Leo, y'all. That's all Leo right there. We know you can turn up.
Yeah, you're Leo.
Yes,
that's
he is.
right. I remember now.
Full-blown Leo.
See? So...
Man, I got a mother that's a Virgo and a daughter that's a Virgo.
Oh, you were just greatly blessed, weren't you? Y'all, boy, y'all have a good time. It goes down, don't it? Ooh, well,
you got the drink over there, Deon.
Exactly. That's
right.
I love Scorpios. My dad's
all right, we going on break?
Yeah, we're going to take this little break.
Going on break.
We can pause everything. God damn, we was talking for 45
I know. Yeah, we're going to be back.
So where y'all want to go to now? So we question you. We question Brittany.
Yes, you did. You had. So I got questions for you.
Go.
Okay.
Personal
Red Cup Reggie
and
question.
business and music related.
Okay. Well, good. I'm glad you said personal. I'm glad we
Not
start.
too personal. Well, you can ask me
I
whatever
know,
you
I
want
ain't
because I
never had
ain't got an answer, but you can ask
I'm
whatever
just-
you want. Like,
exactly. Okay, period, Leo. Hold on. No, I was just saying. See, y'all didn't see this part, but Reggie got about 1,000 phones. And you know, I been trying to get this picture from Reggie for a minute. He's like, I don't know which phone it's on. Literally, he had 2 phones in his hand when I seen you. Mm-hmm. Then I'm like, well, it's definitely in the one that you had that night. Reggie.
Are you talking about from the comedy joke? Right?
Yes,
I really didn't know which phone I took the picture on, but I found
See,
it
ain't
though.
that something?
I found it.
So,
found
you know,
it.
but my question is, why? Okay, so you are, what I know about you is you hustle, you grind, you work. You got everything in line. Every time I see Reggie, that's why they call you Red Cup Reggie, because you represent everything you do, from your books to your blogs to everything you do. And I really respect your grind and your hustle.
Yep.
Thank you.
So I'm sure that's why you got 5 phones.
Yeah.
And then how is it dating Reggie Red Cup with 5 phones and a red
All
cup?
the
I mean,
the trap
imagine this, ladies. I want to know. I want to see.
You said
How do they survive? Huh?
How do they survive this
The struggle.
this what you call train or journey that is Red Cup Reggie?
That's building an empire, right?
Absolutely. And yeah, and it might lead to men and dating and empires, and how do y'all juggle? And
Did you say it might lead to men?
Yeah, lead to the question about men and building
I was ready to
empires
say,
and
what
dating.
the fuck? All right. I was like, huh? Like, so the first thing you said, the phones.
Yes, that was really a joke, but
I mean, for years, I was like doing my business. I was moving like a smuggler. I wasn't like doing the whole tax thing.
Gotcha.
So since I started to do that, I didn't want everything going to one Zelle or one this or
I
one
love
that.
that,
So I actually was trying to be responsible.
I need all artists to listen to that, please.
Yeah, and
Please
it's,
listen to what he's
it's like
saying.
once I actually filed my business taxes, the first 2 years, I cried like really, really bad. But then that made
Gotta
me start
initiate it.
organizing and keeping track of everything that I spend and
Because
learning
there's
how,
no
Right.
commingling.
Right.
learning how to write things off and getting money back that way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And you said something about the whole dating thing.
So I just, I'm curious, having that many phones and that many.
It definitely
hustles.
creates problems because like if you with a person and let's just say they don't do what you do, they just go to work, come home, nothing wrong with that. They don't understand like the not sleeping or the waking up at 1, 2 in the morning because somebody on the East Coast may have ordered one of these, or they want to return it, and it's like a bunch of different things going on. Or if it's not even the business, let's just say it's the creative side. Like for me, for example, I like to ride around in the car and blast the instrumental late at night, and I don't write nothing. I'll let the chorus come first. Then the next thing I might go back out and I may put the verse together.
Right. As Reggie read.
And it sounds like a lie though, right? Like, are you really driving around playing music, coming up with songs, or are you talking to your other 3 or 4 chicks in the car? And it's like, no, I'm really riding around. And then when I go to the studio, then when she hear it, it's like, oh. But then you got the females that's like, no, I don't believe you. I'm done. You lying. Or they might put an air tag in your car.
You been air tagged?
They might
That's
put
the
they might put an air tag in your car, and then you see I go from here to Culver City. This is where I go to a lot of studios, but my main studio, Culver City.
Yeah.
Oh, so you really just going from here to, or you really spent the night? Yeah, I really spent the night there. Or you spent the night at a 7-Eleven parking lot. Yeah, because it was 4 in the morning. I was smoking, I was drinking, and my creative juices was going. Then when the adrenaline dies down, I couldn't drive, so I didn't want to die. I pulled over.
Absolutely.
So no, it's not easy.
No,
It's
I
not.
could imagine.
It's not. Especially, some people would think it would be easier if you date somebody that do the same thing that you do.
Yeah.
I don't think it would
But
be.
it's not.
It's
not.
I don't think it would be.
It's not. It's not at all.
I agree that it's not about that. It has to be about some other elements when it comes to the person that they got to trust you, in general, whatever they do.
Than that.
I do find it easier to date creatives as a woman creative, as a woman entrepreneur and in the entertainment field, simply because as a woman who's in male spaces and things like that, you have to really, like, if you're in a studio, you know, or wherever I'm at, I'm usually like the only woman, or maybe there's one other woman or whatnot. And if he is an artist or he is in the entertainment field and he has an understanding of what's going on, when I tell him my story, he believes me because he knows that that's a possibility. Now, the thing is, you can't abuse that thing, or you have to understand that just because you can say it or they recognize it, whether it's he or she, in my case, a he, just because it's he, but just because it's there, you can't just always, I'm coming home at 2 o'clock in the morning, because at some point it's going to be like, well, do you prioritize the relationship? Do you care about, how can you incorporate your partner? And again, that's why I do find it easier, because if I do that, then my partner, if he understands it, then he could be incorporated into it. I can come home and talk about the project. And one of the things you talked about, which I was like, okay, that's how you make someone as comfortable as you can make them, is bringing the results home. As you say, bringing home the bacon. Yeah. Because it's like, you really have been doing it, and any tension should be died down by then. But for me, dating a creative or someone in that space is much easier, because I do not have to explain all those things you just talked about. Being in the studio late, writing. Why do you have to get on a plane to Las Vegas today? You gotta go today? Right. Yeah, I gotta go right now. Right. I gotta. They already booked it. I gotta go. And then it's like, what? I planned this, and it's like, well, you know what I'm saying? This is what comes with the territory, and for vice versa. It might be sometimes I'm dating and he's gotta go, and I'm like, oh God, I hate this industry. Okay,
I think it's a good thing, especially to have space, because then you miss each other. You know what I mean?
They do create good elements of space.
Yeah, it's a good trait to have.
For some people, right? I agree with you 100%.
Yeah. I ain't always used to be like that. I used to be codependent like a mug. Like, as soon as the person not in your face, the right word. Ooh, be calling like, Yeah. It was bad, but
it is. But through healing and through different things, and then the partner helps with that part too. Like, if y'all know I have a more codependent partner and I've chose them, I can't bash them for being a codependent. I have to realize, okay, let me make sure that they get their turn, that they get their fix, that you can come on the road with me. You can do what I do, so that you feel like, okay, I'm a part of it.
I agree. I also, you got to be careful with that, because sometimes when you do that, it can kind of, you know what I'm saying? It can
create a unhealthy boundary. Yeah, they start overstepping that boundary a little bit, wanting to have more.
And then if you start them, I always tell people, how you start them, whatever you start at the beginning, you better keep it up. So if you bring in whatever you bring in, or if you loving, you kind, you sweet, whatever you showing, same thing with women. If you cooking and you dressing and you wearing lingerie and you doing what you got to do, you better stick with it. And I always tell the women, once you get them, you got to work double time to keep them. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
But
exactly.
You got right now at our big grown age, I think people, they got to do the work before they find the type of love we talking about. You got to do the work. You can't just, you know what I mean? I'm serious. Yeah. That's why these conversations we having about being intellectually, being able to have that conversation, you got to be and did the work. Be alone. When I say do work, let me specify. Be alone. Stop going from Tom, Dick, and Harry trying to fill that void. You know what I'm saying? Void. Yeah, be alone. Sit with yourself. Some people don't want to even. When they look at themselves in the mirror, it scares them just to even look eye to eye.
Don't even know yourself. Who they are. So how if you don't know who you are, how you expecting someone else to get you or understand you? Yeah. In that though, I do think that if you have healthy communication, but that does come with knowing yourself, but self-awareness just in general, like I know there are things about myself that I have to work on.
Yep, me too.
And they come out, but I know how to communicate that. So for instance, like if I'm having a bad day or it might be that time, I will say, listen, I might be a little on edge today. I might be a little spicy
today. That's good you notice that.
It's this, there you go. Being self-aware can help with not being so alone and having a partner, but being able to say, listen, babe, today ain't today. Now they should respect that boundary. So that's what we talk about, boundaries and things like that, you know? Because we're not going to all have great days and it ain't going to all be great no matter how great we are together or apart, But yes, I do agree. That's why. Yeah. Because people come to you and they expect you to just either wait in the relationship while they heal, take on stuff that was not yours, the baggage while they heal,
And with that, add on to it. Yeah. I strongly feel like if women have a man that is not, if his money ain't right, and if he not where he wants to be in his career, let that man go find himself. He's not ready. He's not ready.
And men should know that. I mean, Kevin Samuels was trying to tell him. Kevin Samuels was trying to tell him, or have a woman that's on that level with you. Stop trying to come to women and then try to humble them, because we're not going to accept the crumbs that you have. And I'm not saying crumbs like like I'm just saying you offering someone who's eating loaves of bread on her own regularly some crumbs and then getting mad at her because she don't want to be in your bakery.
Y'all hear this?
Because she don't want to be in your bakery. She don't want to come and then do all the work. And guess what happens?
Just meet her halfway.
And you know why Miss Mel View Vibes Cast has said this? Because of the fact that we build you up, because I have been in those shoes. That's why I can speak aggressively about it. We take you, and then guess what? You start venturing off like you've been him. Now I'm struggling with what I just said earlier. Do I call you out and remind you of all the shit I done did for you? Or do I gracefully be like, what do I do? No, you leave them. And I agree. You leave them and you leave them alone.
Wait, go ahead, Reggie. Speak on it. We listening.
Because, no.
Come on, because we outnumber with women, so I want to hear what you got to say.
Going to, that has maybe that same thing. Like, if you're on the bus, maybe you should get a girl that's, but they say two people anyway. Go ahead, Reggie. What you got to say?
Hey,
because you over there making all kind of faces.
I'm like, y'all funny, man. Okay. So let's start with what Mel said.
Okay, what part?
We're not gonna accept it if he's not financially ready.
No.
Wait. Who's not going to accept it?
You said that.
That we're not going to accept it?
Yeah.
If they're not financially stable?
You said if a man is not financially ready, he just need to go get himself together, because we're not going to accept that.
Okay, let me, okay, maybe I talk too fast. Let me clarify that. So what I mean is, if you get with a guy that's still trying to find himself, his paper ain't right, this and that, I noticed that the argument stuff is a little bit, it's, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, sure, right.
I would prefer you go and put it like this. Any man that's with a woman don't ever, and it's for women, it may hurt somebody's feelings, but that man should not ever put you first before his purpose or whatever the Lord has called him to do, period. And if his shit ain't right, use my language, let that man be. And that sometimes it's hard because y'all already trauma bonded, but if you want it to be healthy, he has to, that's what a man, not saying that that's what they're here for, but I mean to do what they got to do. So if he's not right there, I just feel like it's something in them that doesn't feel whole if their money ain't right and they're not where they want to be.
Fact.
That's just what I feel.
No, but that's a perspective that I feel like so many can probably relate to, because I do feel like that's almost factual.
Some act out like toddlers, and then others know how to handle it just because they woman may have a good job or career, and they're not intimidated by that. Yeah. That can work because the woman can help. Say, for instance, you got a podcast. She works faithfully, so let's say you want to get a good comedian on that costs a lot of money. That's cool. She got the money. A woman is not going to throw it in your face. I'm not talking about these women like, I made you. Yeah. We ain't talking about all that low vibrational. We talking about some grown-ass women. You know what I'm saying? You help your man do. Absolutely. But he also can't be getting up there and thinking shit don't stink and then he drop. It got to make sense.
It's got to make sense. What I'm saying? But you said the main thing. If he's not, long as he's not insecure and she's not the kind of woman that's vindictive, right? I feel like it can work because it's not to say we ain't messing with them.
Yeah, not that way. No,
it's just that it sounds like you really are offering love.
Yeah. I want them to be the best version of themselves that they can be, because before you come ask me to be your wife. Right. Just be the best version. Same thing I'm doing. I'm going to be the best version. I'm going to do the work. Exactly. I ain't looking for no man. So when women say, I'm going to look find my baby. No. Let's redirect.
Okay.
We attract and we don't chase, and same thing for men. So when guys are like, we got to keep check. No, I tell my sons, don't chase. We don't know. You attract, meaning you try to become the highest. Thank you. That's it.
Preparation is already gonna put you in the position to have those things.
What you got to say, Reggie? Come on.
Oh gosh, we ain't got enough time, so I'm gonna just try to summarize it real quick.
Okay.
So I don't agree with anything either one of y'all said when it comes to that topic.
Okay.
And this is why.
That's fair.
So let's just, okay, I'm going to start like this. I was told at an early age by a Jewish doctor, before I was even having sex, and what he said made no sense to me until I got older. He told me, you don't sleep with any woman that doesn't have as much to lose as you do.
Oh, yeah.
I was 14 years old. I ain't know what the fuck he was talking about. Okay, so you fast forward 15 some odd years later, I would see dudes with a lot of money. I'm talking about street dudes in Baltimore, and hustlers, dope dealers, or even if it was a sports player or a guy that was a lawyer, and women had all these requirements for them. They met their excellent level to go back down to the bottom to grab somebody who didn't have shit. But then I sit here, and I'm not saying y'all two, but that's why I asked, because I didn't want to go off on y'all, so y'all would clarify what y'all said, so y'all don't fall in this category 100%. Maybe 22% y'all do, but y'all clarify what y'all said. I just have an issue with, you want a man to be put together, have this, have this, have this, have that, and you want a bus stop.
Those are only
not y'all.
But those come from women who already have it too.
That's true though. What he's
No,
saying,
but
I
a
hear
lot,
it.
but a lot of women are like that. You
They
want a
are.
man to be on a mountain, and you not even in the fucking valley.
That's true.
Forget you not on the mountain. You not even in the same stratosphere. So it's like, I look at Jeff Bezos, broke as shit when he was in that garage when he started Amazon. She had more bread than him then. But she didn't say, okay, you not together, so I'm not messing with you. She didn't do that. She didn't do that. You know what I mean? I hear a lot of women say that, but it's like, yo, you can't be like that with everybody. You know what I mean? Because it's just like, okay, I never used to buy women drinks because I grew up around females. I had female cousins that was pimps. Not literally, but they played dudes. So I would hear their conversations of how, oh, this dummy gonna take me to eat. This dummy gonna buy me a drink. This dummy gonna take me shopping. Bitch, I ain't doing that for none of you hoes. That was my mentality for a long time. But then when I started to buy women drinks, I would notice. I would sit back and I would watch. You get a Long Island. But if I offer to buy you a drink, now you want a shot of Don Julio. Or now you want a shot of something that costs $100 a shot. Bitch, no.
Exactly.
Drink what you was drinking if I wasn't buying you the drink. You get what I'm saying? Like, I just don't think, and I've raised my son like this, don't go trick on no chick because she pretty with a pussy. Because there's a lot of them out there. It got to be somebody that's worth you spending your money on. Don't just go throwing your money around because she spread her legs for you. She chose to do that. Now, if you want to help her out with something, handle your business. But don't let no chick manipulate you into thinking, well, if I give you something, you got to pay me. Then you might as well go get a prostitute then. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's
You
all.
ain't said nothing wrong.
That's all. You know what I mean? Like, that's all.
Because there's an imbalance.
And that's why I say he actually has a point,
Yeah.
because there are women that, and I know a few,
And they
and
mess
I'm
up the
like,
game.
You want what?
They
What
mess
you
up the
offering?
dating pool.
It's true.
They ruin the dating pool
Look at
because then
Shannon.
those men find us and then they be scared.
Yeah, right.
Right.
Look at Shannon Sharp. Look at Shannon Sharp. Millionaire. And you pick up a chick from the gym. You a lick.
Those men are
You was a
controlling.
lick waiting to happen.
No, but you have to realize the psychology of the men that you're talking about. A lot of times when they do that, those kind of men are very intentional about getting women that they can control, women that they can do any. Look how he was talking.
Well,
to
I heard
her.
the conversation.
Do any kind of way. They can dog them out. They can hold them. Like, remember Jocelyn and Stevie J, and Back to the Strip Club. You look at these men who get these women who they think are in lowly positions.
That's true.
They
And
use
build
their
them
money
up.
and power to keep them in a certain power, because every woman has something to bring to a man, and it's more than just
I agree.
vagina.
I agree.
Okay, so if they listen to us, there's a lot there. A lot of times y'all don't hear us because y'all think, well, you know, a lot of times y'all put us in that position where my mama told me this, my auntie. Well, then go be with your mama and your auntie. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, allow a woman to be a woman to you. You want us our femininity. You want that femininity. Well, it's not going to come always just...
And actually,
You
you
know?
got a point. Not a lot of guys are like this, but let me tell you one that said one time I tried to share nice, good wisdom,
There we
polite,
go.
feminine, all of that.
Yeah.
And I was told that I need a Sigma man because he's an alpha and he's a leader.
See?
Now, got a lot going, G-Wagon, everything you name is there. So, because I look young and dumb, you feel like, you know what I'm saying, you can kind of gaslight me to where... So, I let him know, even if I was in a relationship with you, it wouldn't work, because you can already tell the men that's going to try to take that power away from you by just with their money.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, baby, you don't got to work this and that, but it turns into a control technique. Because they're going to give you everything you want. Then they're going to give you the car, which you got already tracking device. Then they're going to be like, oh, you don't need that phone no more. Give you a phone that's already been tapped.
Sound like you having a flashback.
Well, we both,
it's the past. Okay, I'm just
like
saying.
a flashback.
Yeah.
And she over here having one too. Like
But the thing is when you've been there and done it, you know what I'm saying? That's what molds you who you are today. That's why I can peep the shit before it even comes. So we're just not a good fit. I'd rather do it that way.
And that's so feminine.
And that's okay.
And see, and men miss out on that type of simplicity that men think, oh, you don't want me. I'm literally trying to give you a chance to just take it, and walk away, baby.
And it don't be nothing wrong. It's just, it's not a good fit. Me, I look at your values. I don't even look at, sometimes I ain't gonna lie, I ain't gonna look at looks. You can't be ugly, but it has to be a balance, because when I wake up at night, it has to be a balance.
Can't scare me.
Right. You know,
Yeah.
Shut up, Reggie. And, you know, long as it's a balance. No, seriously. So my thing is, if we agree to not agree, okay, put it like this. Some guys like threesomes, right? You come, we having a conversation. I ain't that shit. I can't wrap my head around it. I can't. I just can't.
Right.
So if that's your deal breaker, what?
you've never done a threesome?
I'm cracking
Never.
up. You need to switch the
Not even in the
conversation.
college days?
Never.
All right, go ahead, continue. I was just, because you from Houston, so I was just curious.
No,
And that's why
Don't
she
go-
from Houston. That's why she ain't do it.
Well,
but you a Southern. You not the
Wait.
today's. I can tell you not new Houston.
She not.
You not
She
new
old school
Houston.
Houston.
Yeah.
I am very
old school Houston. I respect old school Houston.
I was going to say,
and turned it out.
we're gonna talk, no disrespect to Houston,
Of
but
course not.
that
They done turned
AIDS
it out,
rate
though. They
right
just turned
now
it out.
is neck and neck with Atlanta. So I'm like,
Yeah, that's what happened. People from Atlanta,
Why
they
I
even
asked that, because
implant.
it's a lot of sex clubs in Houston. It's a lot of them. That's why I asked
How
that.
you know?
Cause the red cup thing. Trust me, I've been in a lot of places and I done seen a lot of wild shit, and I didn't know it was that. Yeah,
they
interesting.
like sneaky freaky in the
Yeah.
South. They are. They sneaky freaky. Mhm.
But ain't that what everybody's supposed to be?
That's,
for?
I mean,
Lady in the
with
streets.
your man, but they sneaky
that's
freaky
true.
with you, the homie,
okay.
your cousin, they cousin.
I forgot what we was talking about
They
threesomes,
cousin.
so
It's
yeah.
a dirty South for a reason.
You keeping it real when you just
The
said
dirty
that.
South for a
Dirty.
reason.
Cousin.
Just saying, girl. Let me shut
Let's
up.
just say she's not with the threesomes.
No. Now, what I don't care about is this is tricky. If I talk to a guy, to be honest with you, please go do it.
Yeah.
Go have as much fun out there as you want. Go every nationality you can think of. See, I'm different when it comes to guys, and it has to be a balance. I don't want a straight church preppy guy because I came from that. I need you to be. You got to have some hood in you. You know what I'm saying?
I understand.
Because we can talk because you done been through some stuff. Go ahead.
So I got a that's perfect that you said it, because now I can ask this question for both of y'all.
Okay.
Okay, so both of y'all brought up the whole chase thing, right? But there's some guys who never really had to chase chicks because he just always had chicks, right? So if y'all get with a guy who's, let's just say he's in demand, and women throw themselves at him, even if he treats y'all right, respect y'all, talk to y'all everything, do y'all expect him to only be with y'all? If you know he's getting shit thrown at him from every which way.
Good question.
It is.
So the same particular guy that I'm talking about, because I turned down that what he was used to getting like this, like he said, I can pick up my phone now and call. Well, I need you to do that and he felt like he was a different caliber. So most women do things that they wouldn't normally do. He's like, they do it for me. So for me, I'm not that person. So I mean, you know what I'm saying? That's the conversation I have. Like, basically, we're gonna just part ways. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, because my thing is, if you can get it that easy, I'm setting myself up to go in that direction anyway. What you think?
Well, I mean, I am in that situation. I do happen to, the guys that I'm dating now are more affluent or more, they have that going on. So, but for me, it's more so, And it's always been a rule for me because I'm not the girl. I'm not the woman that's gonna be checking your phone. I don't focus on the cheat of it all. Like I'm not like, what you doing? So I really wouldn't know for one unless you tell me, right? You know what I'm saying? And like you said, if you're doing all the other things, if I don't know, I'm not that. It's whatever, you know.
So you the
my
type,
thing is you don't bring no
home.
babies to me and no disease to me. Now here's the thing about it though. If I know that that's the kind of man you are, I'm not gonna probably like my sis over here. I'm probably not going to give you that part of me because you can easily go get that. So that part does become a little bit of a chase for them because it's like, hold on, I'm used to kind of having my way. Well, you're not over here, but I'm not gonna cut you off. I'm gonna continue because I believe in just continuing to build. Right? Like I think that I don't go into every relationship thinking that this is gonna be the one. And so sometimes you have to build the friendships along the way or whatever. And if I'm benefiting from his friendship, and then he can benefit from my friendship. Now if we want to take it a little bit more intimate, you know, then I'm as an honest woman, yeah, I don't mind. Like if I feel like he's so fine, he got it going on and we didn't, then yeah, we gonna do it. I don't care. Whatever. It's not my job to monitor how many women you're talking to. Worry about the women that you're talking to. Because I know that when it comes down to it, when it's time, when I have a timeline, I say I'm ready to move on. I don't gotta give you no warning. I don't have to give you no. I can go like this. I can be like, well, it's been fun. But right now, I really want to prepare myself for a husband and things like that. And 9 times out of 10, I might already be talking to him too. So,
okay, let me rebuttal. Let me rebuttal.
Like you having multiple women, I probably got more. It ain't like I got multiple men because I'm not having sex. You know what I'm saying? I don't spread myself thin, but I'm not gonna let myself not win. In other words,
I love it.
Like win. You get what I'm trying to say? Cause
I get you.
So me worrying about what you're doing, brother. Okay.
So this is good because your perspective is where mine is, but a little bit different. So me, I date with intention. So we're not even going that direction.
Okay.
If I read through that conversation that you with the shits,
I get it.
I'm not gonna waste your time, and please
I
don't
think
waste
you should,
mine.
and I think we're just in 2 different spaces in life. So I was married for 10 years. I really don't.
Oh yeah, you
I'm
doing
to the point. And I just got divorced 2 years ago. So, and then I had a relationship. I thought that, because I am a relationship girl. I am very intentional. Typically, I am that woman. And so that's why I gave the person after that an opportunity. But then he did what? You know what I'm saying? Well, a lot of men do. And honestly, it was too soon anyway.
Yeah.
I broke my own principle by not... Because, you know what I'm saying, he was one of them. His game, so this is where it also splits a hair. Is he honest or is he not honest, Reggie? Because if he the man and try to act like he ain't got and and it's all about you, don't lie to me because I don't like a liar. If he comes to me 100%, now some people might call it player. Some people might think it's pimpish, but you can't, you know what I'm saying? But the players, I like a good balance. I like a good boy, but I don't mind a little player sometimes because at the end of the day, do your thing. I want to see you shine too. But are you being honest with me? Like, are you trying to manipulate me? What kind of game are we playing? Because we can play adult games and we can play adult games, meaning...
I ain't playing no games. I'm out.
Do you? For me, we can go out. We can see each other. We can have a good time because I'm here for the experience in life. Life is so short. I done lost a lot of people in a short span of time. So for me, I'm here for the experience. I'm not. If you're not my husband, I'll find that out. I probably already know that. You might already know that. But I'm here. If we're liking each other right now, then I'm gonna enjoy that. I'm gonna enjoy that time.
The moment,
but I'm coming to I'm coming to you healed though. I'm not coming to you with past like my last guy, and because now it sounds like we're trying to be together. But like if we got a vibe and we could talk, and he nice and sweet to me, and I could be nice and sweet to him, and it feel good. Yeah, that's why I was talking about the love bomb.
You think that? I was just gonna say you don't think that going to love
no,
bomb?
but now that I know, right? Because I was vulnerable at the time. I allowed a love bomber, but I took my love back. I didn't stay. I wasn't. You know what I'm saying? I was like, oh, I'm out of here. She thought I. Boy, please. You know what I'm saying? I was giving you something as well. Okay. His love bomb actually it blew up in his face. Good. Because you get what I'm trying to say? I left. I didn't have to
before we close out, Reggie, with that same question, flip. That same question.
If a woman is
what's the question?
If she got a bunch of dudes?
Yeah, but you like her. She's
dating,
right?
Maybe she's actively dating,
right?
And she has good options, but
she got money. She can help you out, start a little business or whatever. But she got her dudes. You got to be accepting of that.
She might,
To join the team, you gotta fall in line. So
she said, I do believe there's a cross. Like, hold on, that sounds like we trying to be the man.
I'm just saying,
but if we're
how would you deal
dating?
with it? Yes.
Yeah, it depends. It depends. If I actually liked her, like that, then I might try to do shit to get her away from the other guys. If I really just figured she was somebody I was going to be with for a short period of time, I wouldn't really care. But you don't really know. See, if I like you, I do weird stuff. Like, this is going to sound kind of creepy.
Free game, ladies.
I'm not going to say I stalk, but like I listen to you talk and where you say you hang out at, when you with your girlfriends, I might pull up and sit across from the bar and I just want to hear how you talk when you're not around me. Because when y'all talk to each other, y'all say how y'all really feel. You know what I mean? Y'all say how y'all really feel when y'all talking to each other. So I might want to hear that. And if she got a lot of dudes and I just hear something like, okay, I'm with him, but I really don't rock with them like that. And if I like it, okay, then let's do stuff to get rid of them. But if you just to jump off, I don't care who you with. Just hit when I hit you. Just make sure you there when I hit you.
I think it works like a woman too.
If they just a jump off, I'll say this: if they just a jump off, and then you're aware that they jumping off with everybody else, or are you taking into account like your health?
What you mean?
Sleeping with them.
You mean like wearing a condom or something like that?
Right.
That's what you mean?
Well, you can catch something in the mouth too, so that don't matter. But I'm just saying.
That's if you kiss.
Or if you don't get tests.
Okay, but I'm just saying, if you, it's kind of like, you know what I'm saying, the player can get played because it's kind of like if you just using it for that and you already know it's not long term. When you sleep with somebody, you sleeping with everybody that she slept with as well. So if you see ugly over there and you be like, damn, you talk to that ugly ass nigga, you done been with us all y'all done had the, you know what I'm saying? I'm sorry,
But that's why I said actively dating. That's why I said actively dating. But hold on, but that's exactly why I said dating.
This whole time.
Why are we, first of all, if a jump off is a jump off, why are we sleeping? To me, why are we sleeping with everybody that we date and talk to?
True.
You're not supposed to do that.
You're
not supposed to do that.
So I should be able to actively have a single, if I'm single, I should be able to say to you, I'm actively dating without you assuming I'm fucking all of them.
Yeah,
that's number one, because I'm not gonna simply prove to you I'm fucking all of them. But I think women do the same thing that you do. If I like a man, like right now, I kind of like somebody. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like somebody.
So guess what I am kind of doing?
What?
Not some women will say, "Oh, you playing your part? You trying to?" Well, no, I'm doing what I gotta do to maybe pull him away from them. Right? Because at the end of the day, but it's But
you probably doing that by your behavior.
By my behavior. So and the thing is, it's honest though. It's not slick. It's not tricky. He knows what I won't stand for because I still said it. If you want to be with me in this capacity, this is what is gonna happen. But I can be cool with you. But at the same time, I like him. So I might, like, okay, it's just one of those. It's a cat and mouse.
So if you like him, why we gotta play games? Why we can't have a conversation with a nice dinner and
this
be
is
like,
a fairy tale world.
Everything's
a game.
It is.
Everything. Everybody you meet, you play. You just don't want to admit it.
What's wrong with the game?
Because I kid you not. I did play them, and it gets you nowhere.
No,
you might not be playing the game, but
most
of the guys that you meet.
And guess what? In majority of them now, at my grown age, they will tell you.
You see how expressive she got? like she in court right now.
Naturally, we gonna play the game, but
because I've heard them
you
tell
can be
me,
honest,
damn,
though.
like that's what they'll tell me. Damn, like you real honest. Like
Just
you don't
be
hear
honest.
people being honest.
I'm honest. But I still play the game. But I play it honestly. Meaning I'm sitting here, I can play chess with you across from you. I don't gotta play chess over there. I don't have to be like, oh, well, because what if you like somebody, but you sad, you got to cut him off because he got so many people, but you really like him.
Well,
you're going to be like, oh, you're going to keep missing out.
But
okay.
how? But most guys,
because everybody going to come with something.
True.
Everybody.
But sometimes it go, okay.
And that's where the game come in, because everybody coming with something. And so you can't, unless everybody coming with something. So your game is figuring out what that is, how you're going to deal with it, where it's going to go. Well, you got to if you want. Unless if you want a relationship.
But no. But I've
or be a part of the
her anxiety to kick in. Look, she don't even drink. She need a drink now.
I can't because I got kids. I didn't play house. I'm not trying to manipulate. I'm trying to finesse.
Maybe it's a mindset because. It's again. First of all, maybe we should remove the term game. But it's something you're just gonna be there working through their issues. And if he is now, what you need is an honest partner.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yes,
right? Because you honest, he honest. But that don't mean there ain't gonna be some honesty games going on. Like, hold on, X, Y, Z.
It always
this,
is.
that, and the third.
No, it always is. I ain't gonna lie.
But maybe it's more so the type of game you're willing to tolerate.
The high scale, they all got it. You're right.
There you go. And so we're all a part of this game that is life. We just have to find our space.
But that's also how I feel like people wind up getting hurt, and that goes back to your song. Love is in the chase, and it's kind of like That's what I'm.
Okay, but are you in a marriage after being married? You're still chasing your partner, not chase. First of all, I don't like the word chase because anything you're chasing is running away from you, and I think that's crazy. Because why am I running away from you? Right. But it's more so. It's more so of the keep that fire, that attraction,
that's
that
the
connection.
mystery that you keep. It's the mystery. I can be in a relationship,
and that is what looks like a chase.
That's
because if my husband been working, right, because he used to work long hours, and I really want his attention, and so I'm kind of chasing, like, baby, okay, I'm chasing him. I need him to come to me. So now, but I'm trying to keep the spark. But but essentially, it's almost like I'm chasing my husband to give me some time because he's so busy. So eventually, I have to say, hey, I'm planning a date. Or can you plan something for us? And then he pays attention and he says, okay. So it's a game. It's adult games. That's why I say it's not the kind of games where you playing games to manipulate, to be vindictive, to get something out of it and don't give nothing. Them dirty games.
I think that's what she was thinking.
Them dirty games. You don't want them dirty games, and I don't blame you. You don't want them damn dirty games, okay? But you can play the game because you've done it. You're doing it, and you can't help it. It's like Reggie said.
Last call for alcohol?
Yes.
Oh.
D?
Yes.
Last call for alcohol.
Oh, we good?
Yeah, wrap up your socials, say goodbye.
I figured that's why.
I got quiet. I'm like, I've been waiting for these.
He hit you with the Russell Simmons just now.
Thank y'all for having me. Thank y'all for having me, for real. I really appreciate it. If anyone out there is interested in following me or just keeping up with me, it's Brittani Darcelle on Instagram. It's ITS Brittani Darcelle. On TikTok, it's Empress _ Brittani _ Darcelle. So Empress _ Darcelle.
Thank you for coming out, guys, and thanks Reggie for being my co-host for tonight. And guys, go ahead.
I'm gonna yell again because you got closer what you're saying.
Right.
So let me go real quick.
Okay.
So if anybody out there is interested in keeping in touch, Instagram is @RedCupReggie. Business page is @RedCupNights. If you want to buy one of these things right here, go to redcupnightsmerchandise.com. You want to buy something for your kids, go to thelearningweb.com. And I'll see y'all this summer. There we go.
All right, guys. So once again, the podcast new name is Vibecast, and only thing we do, hopefully we didn't offend anybody, we just pretty much vibe with entrepreneurs, people from all walks of life, pretty much.